Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We have our amazing guest on the show this evening. I'm so excited to have him on the show as well. Hello, our wonderful guest today. How are you? How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very well, thank you. I mean, it's so amazing to finally get you on as well. It's been a long time coming, but we're finally happy that you could spare some couple of minutes with us on the show this evening. But without further ado, can you tell us who we have on the show this evening? So I'll let our wonderful listeners know that Double 9 is not trying to get an imposter on the show. Is a real deal. Is a real person. Is a real one. Can you tell us who do we have on the show this evening?
Well, my name is Jermaine Sanwo-olu, the Senior Technical Assistant on Diaspora Foreign Relations to the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-olu.
Amazing, amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the one and only Jermaine Sanwo-olu as well. He's the SSA, the Special Assistant to the Governor on Diaspora issues and all of everything Diaspora as well. Welcome to the show, and thank you again for joining us this amazing evening.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, I mean, let's get right into it. Today we're talking about investment and the diaspora as well. But before we get into that, just wanted to touch on a bit about yourself first as well. I mean, tell us your journey in regards into your appointment as the SSA to the government, because I understand, I mean, you're an amazing person already. You've already been doing public speaking. You had a foundation as well. You were into charity as well before you actually became part of the governor's team as well. I mean, what was the journey like?
Where I am today, apart from the grace of God, which is the most important, and a lot of hard work and dedication. Far back when I was in...
Hello, back now. Hopefully the issue has been resolved. So yes, Jermaine, thank you again for and I do apologize on the technical issues we have this evening as well. So you mentioned about the God's grace that led you to be into become the SSA to the governor. I mean, please carry on. Tell us a bit more.
Oh, well, yes, that's what I was saying. Apart from God's grace, which is very important in getting in here, and also the opportunity which I wrote when the governor of Lagos State became the aspirant or the candidate for the APC, and he got into government. That also helped. But I have been working on the background from University of Lagos, human capacity development with my organization called Go Getters. Then used to train young people with life and business skills that they needed to survive in the workplace. And so all the way down to working with the Nigerian community in the United Kingdom when I came here to my postgraduate, being very full Nigerian and patriotic about it all. I became the publicity secretary for the Central Association of Nigerians in the UK, which is an organization that is like an umbrella organization for associations in the United Kingdom of Nigerian background. So it's quite a big one, and it's led by the Nigerian Higher.
Okay, amazing. Thank you for that as well. I mean, from all you said, everything centers, and I mean, you had this passion of helping people. You've had this passion of giving training to individuals. You've had this passion of ensuring, people are seeing and achieving great things as well. I mean, even the message you leave on your voicemail is quite inspiring as well. I think that's so amazing. Now you're the SSA to the governor in regards, the diaspora as well. And we're glad that you're a person of your caliber is that an individual that has been chosen for it. I mean, as I mentioned, we're talking about investment opportunities and the diaspora. Okay, I mean, from your perspective or from your point of view, what do you think are the positive influences we or individuals in the diaspora can bring, back into Lagos State, or as Nigeria as a whole?
Well, as I was trying to explain in my introduction about what I've done so far, is that I did a lot of work with NIDO and Canuck in the United Kingdom. Also in the United Kingdom, I had a company called Diaspora PR. I used to promote and showcase what Nigerians were doing. A TV program. Why am I saying all this? Is that all the work I was doing in the United Kingdom led me to do more work in Nigeria. and I started doing a lot of charitable work in Nigeria. I used to train young people. I'm a John Maxwell certified trainer and leadership consultant. So I used to come back and do a lot of charitable work for youth development and all that. That's because if you have nothing to invest in Nigeria, you can invest your time, you can invest your talent. You know,
Amazing.
This is what we call social investment.
Yes.
Not everything is driven by money.
Okay.
You know, but as they say that money answers all things. It doesn't drive, it doesn't produce all the results in the world. So you may have just that time. You can give back to the society through social investment. And I believe that many diasporans are already doing this, but they need to do it too. The investments that people normally focus on are the financial investment.
Yes, you're right.
You're right. Indirectly, the Nigerians in diaspora need a lot of money, $1 billion, which is, so to say, our second largest source of GDP and foreign exchange in the country. The chairman of the CBN said, as far back 2006, Nigeria had to remit close to, was it $6 million a week or so, but now we do close to $100 million, that figure, weekly. So you can see that we are giving back, but it is not collectively, it is individually. And when you see an investment, the purpose of the investment is that you see interest. As diasporans, we have been investing in, friends and families, maybe some businesses, but for us to see the interest, for us to see tangible progress or physical assets when it comes to our investment, we have to be strategic about it. Are we going to be investing in real estate? Are we going to be investing in bonds or stocks? Are we going to be partnering with Nigerian businesses and using our expertise in the United Kingdom, in the America, Asian countries to ensure that there is national development? So our focus and our advice should be not only financial remittance-driven investment, but also.
I agree. I do apologize again, but he's talking about that.
May not be a reward in it, but ultimately you are sowing a seed that will develop and blossom, and yield many fruits in our great nation.
Amazing.
That's what happened in India. That what happened in Israel. That what is happening in Ethiopia, Rwanda, Ghana.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm with you on the point of that social investment.
Lagos, social investment are important. In Lagos, we have a department called the SDG&I, Sustainable Development Goals and Investment, led by Sholakwe Hammond. You can find out on LinkedIn, social media. They deal with the investment arm, and they have a blueprint for where you can invest in Lagos. I, as a Diaspora Foreign Relations, I focus on providing information, ensuring it to diaspora, ensuring they integrate properly, and also facilitate investment into the state. I do that also. Now, if you want to invest in Lagos, we have the teams agenda, which is the focus of Governor Babajide Sanwo-olu's administration. Transportation and traffic management, healthcare and the environment. E stands for education, N stands for making Lagos a 21st century economy. The other E stands for entertainment, tourism and sports, and S stands for security and good governance. So there's a wide array of opportunities that you can tap into. If you look at transportation and traffic management, you already see what the governor is doing with the Lagos rides. Right now, it is a kind of like a ride-hailing portal and system powered by the government. So if you digitize, you download the app, and you can get over 1,000 vehicles distributed around Lagos State, which is a couple like an Uber or a Bolt or those kind of cab hailing apps. Lagos State government has developed one. We're not only developing the app, whereby they are saying that anybody can bring their car and use it. We've standardized the process whereby we've partnered with a company, a foreign company, to say, okay, these vehicles are there. If you want to invest in this business, because it is a business, you can buy a vehicle, have a fleet of 5, 10, no matter depending on your investment and financial capacity, you buy vehicles and you start gaining to yield for interest on your investment. The terms and conditions you can find on Lagos Ride. If you Google that, Lagos Ride on Google, you'll be able to find out information about how you can partake in such an investment. And you can invest. So that's one. You can invest in transportation. There's also, you look at the broad spectrum of traffic management in Nigeria. Already the governor has a system whereby Uber has actually started water transportation on the waterways in Lagos.
Yeah.
So, and this is a very, very historic thing, not only in Nigeria, but in Africa. It's one of the first whereby the government is doing that. And we're capitalizing like the was doing on the Netherlands and other countries that have large land mass. We are doing that right now. So they want to invest in boats. There's a lag ferry, that you can buy a boat, that you can use to transport people to tourist destinations like Badagry, or from places like the Marina to Salomo. Yeah, water transportation is becoming popular right now. And we need some high-tech boats. Once we have a high-tech, but we also need more that would come and invest in that space. People can start, moving left and right. If you even focus and say, okay, I want to have destination boats from Salomo in Ikoyi to Badagry, and I charge you for X amount of money. It should be like a tourist attraction that you can bring, which connects with the so diaspora can do that. Bring people from the UK, from America, historic diaspora from North America, Brazil, and they come back, start our boats, go and experience but then they come back to Lagos. So there's money you can do that. So if it's a traffic management, street light is also part of traffic management.
Yes, of
there's
course.
Solar panel that you can install on this. So I know you're going to say something, but I could keep on telling you.
I know. I love everything.
Ecosystem of opportunities there.
Yes, there is. And I love the fact that you've identified all the opportunities, identified what the Lagos State government is doing at present as well. As you know, progressive government, they keep improving. But one of the questions people would ask, which I've had even before the show, is, sometimes they find it quite difficult in actually coming into the actual system, because it's probably, they've been used to a system here in the UK, which you yourself, you're used to as well. And you go to Africa or Lagos State or Nigeria or anywhere, and it's quite a different system. So the challenge is, how do you break into that system? I know you mentioned there's an office, there as, back in Lagos, which is responsible or handles any kind of investments anyone might have. But individuals still find it difficult and find that there's a lot of red tape or unclear rules and regulations they need to go into. What is the government trying to or doing to help ease, potential investors from the diaspora, especially individuals maybe from Lagos State or some from the South, who want to invest in there as well? What are the government doing to help that ease, all of that, investment, opportunities open up to them?
Well, you see, I get this comment a lot from people who are typically and understandably apprehensive about investing in Nigeria. Now, it just so happens that they are Nigerians who have this feeling too. Now, when you're you're into business, there's some skills that you must have: emotional intelligence. You understand?
Yeah.
You could also have financial intelligence, business intelligence. But people always forget about this aspect also, which is cultural intelligence. You have to be able to localize your international knowledge, into a setting like Lagos, Kigali, Cape Town. You must be able to situate whatever you're doing. And that's another skill that you must also develop is situational leadership. How do I bring the skills that I know, the cultural intelligence I have, and be able to apply it, with changing circumstances in a local environment? You see, people from Lebanon, people from Germany, people from England, non-Nigerians, they are coming in their hundreds to invest in Africa's fifth largest economy, which is Lagos State. They're coming to invest in Africa's startup economy, startup capital, which is Lagos State. They're coming to invest in the heartbeat of entertainment and tourism in Africa, which is Lagos State. They're coming to invest in a city that has a thriving youth population of over 70%, and also has one of the most educated youthful population in the world, and has a thriving population of up to 20 to 25 million people. Population equals problems. Population equals the need to find solutions. Population equals solution providers. And once you're able to provide a solution to people's problems, it's interpreted as money, financial return. Bill Gates is a billionaire today because he's been able to solve the problems of billions of people around the world through Microsoft and through Word. Elon Musk, with Twitter, with SpaceX, with Tesla, they are solving problems. So you see a city like Lagos with such a vibrant young population, you can actually tap into the opportunity. Now, what is the government doing? I've indirectly told you that they are doing a lot, because Lagos is topping the charts when it comes to ease of doing business, first of all in sub-Saharan Africa, but also in Nigeria. There's no other place in Nigeria that you can do business like as you can do it in Lagos. It is thriving. You have a learning population, you have a young population. Now the question now is that the perception of fear and the reality of it, they are two different things. People are afraid to do business in Nigeria, in Lagos. But also people are also afraid to do business wherever it is. You must first of all conquer that battle within. That business is a risk. Wherever you're doing it, you're going to find challenges. You can fail in business in New York. You can fail in business in London. Tell me about it.
Correct.
You can also fail in business in Lagos. Or you could succeed. You could choose to have a different paradigm, a different mindset, and look at it differently. As the foreigners are seeing it, our business partners of other nations, they are seeing Lagos as an opportunity. And you, as a Nigerian, in the diaspora, who wants to invest in Nigeria, you have a bit of the cultural intelligence. You have cultural connections. You have social assets. Your families, your friends, people around you that you can tap into their network, their social capital to help you build your business in Nigeria. We have an ease of doing business in the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. We try and facilitate investment. If you come there, you connect with me, and you tell me you want to go into this field, then I will point you in the right direction. But let me say this. I've realized that before now, people had the challenge of connecting with people who had ulterior motives in government and also out of government. That they will say, okay, I bring a proposal, they will steal a proposal for me, so they are apprehensive about sharing such ideas. So people are apprehensive about sharing their ideas with other people, and it's understandable. But this government is not like that. We're a progressive one. We are one that if you bring your idea and it's sound, and most especially it meets the need that the government has, we will explore it, we will invite you, and we'll sit down with you to do it. Now, there are two types of people who are in business. In fact, there may be more than two. But the two people that I encounter in the diaspora, in fact, three. The first ones are those who are solution providers, people who see a need and create a solution for it. And many of them have been patronized, have been worked with in the government. Two, there are those who I can call are contractors. They are looking for contracts. They will meet you and they will ask you, they will say, what can you give me? What business is there for me to do? So instead of what can I do for you, or I can do this for you, and this is my fee, they are saying, tell me what to do, and I will do it,
Yeah.
But it's not like that. You need to do your homework. You need to study, do a feasibility study, analyze what the government is doing, and be able to deliver on that. The people that get business the most are those who identify a problem and bring a solution and the government will work with them.
Fantastic.
Now you may have we may be building, we may put out a tender, but the contractors too. I'm not dismissing their possibility or their potential. It's because we may be sending out tenders for the Port Mainland Bridge, or to build a road, or to do a rice plant, or whatever, and they will say, okay, I have this partnership with a UK company, or with a Chinese company, or with an American company. I can bring this stuff into what you're going to charge. But in both cases, you must keep your ears to the ground to know where the government is leaning towards, so that you can tap into. And the third set of people are those who want to be involved in what I said in the beginning of this show, who are social investors, who are our partners, who are contributing to building basketball courts, who are contributing to building schools, contributing to building state-of-the-art medical centers. You understand? You have many diasporans who have taken cancer ward. One of them is a cancer ward hospital in what do you call it, in Yaba. We have many IT people who have relocated from London and Florida, Wales, all of them, who have come back to Nigeria to set up, and they are doing great in Lagos. You see, they wouldn't be investing in Lagos if it wasn't conducive. There's security of investment there. Yes, there are challenges, just like in any company, but you take that into account when you're doing your business planning. You factor into the electricity, you factor into the security, you factor into the return on investment. You understand?
Yeah.
But if other people are doing it, foreigners, our foreign partners,
I hear.
You know,
I mean, you know what,
we are
Jermaine?
diaspora must do it. And not be afraid.
Oh, exactly that. I mean, I want to say a big thank you for, you know, giving that insight into, you know, other, you know, foreign nationals who are coming into Nigeria and able to achieve, you know, the success in there as well. And there's something, you know, I want to touch on a few points. You mentioned the local knowledge, which is very key, very, very important. Individuals need to align themselves with the local knowledge, understand how things are done, what is happening in there as well, and also not focus on just what the financial gains are. What social investments can you bring along to Lagos as well. But I want to go back and touch on some points. Yes, you mentioned that, people do fail in businesses across the globe as well. You know, we use London as an example, which is quite true. But the level of, you know, of you, or should I say the potential of your business failing in comparison to maybe Lagos, I don't know, I don't have the figures, might be much higher in comparison to London. And why do I say that? Sometimes we see issues around weak legal frameworks and enforcements. We see corruption. I mean, there's corruption in the UK as well. We see a lot of corruption there as well. In Lagos, as in London as well. But in Lagos, it's just Lagos or Nigeria as a whole can be a different level where in some certain aspects you need to know the local knowledge, as you mentioned as well, to know what, I need to do this, I need to do that. But again, I know the government is, cannot be everywhere. But are there definite frameworks or policies in place that protects individuals who want to come over, from the diaspora to come and invest either socially or, financially as well? Are there government policies in place to make sure, they're protected when they come in? Not, oh my word, technology don't do us this today. It's Double9Radio here. We are trying to work this out. And so, that's a very valid question there. I hope we can get him back to answer that question, because I really need that answer. Because you talk about businesses failing. Yes, there are all the factors that make businesses fail, various factors that can affect the business fail. But the difference is, in some aspects, in countries like the UK, in all the countries, developed countries, there are government policies that actually protect investors from outside the country as well, and also give them that encouragement to also want to invest that hard-earned money here as well. We're going to try and get him back on the show. Please do stay on today's show, because I'm quite excited, and he's given a bit of insight as well, and I really want to touch on some points he actually mentioned as well. So please do bear with us. We shall definitely get him back on this show this evening, as you know. But again, the phone lines are still open. Hopefully when we get him back, you can just send your questions if you do have questions, and we will be asking him questions this evening. We are working hard to fix this issue as well. As you know, technology does happen sometimes. It's a business. Stay locked on, stay locked. It's a host Double9 on Double9Radio show as well. So Jermaine, sorry about that, guy. I think technology. Hopefully, we can have you till the end of the show,
Yeah.
which I'm sure will be heading soon. So the question was: are there any kind of like, policies in place to help protect individuals who want to invest either financially or socially as well? Do these policies exist within the government?
Yeah. You see, most of the questions you asked me, you already answered. There are policies in place already by the government to protect investors, business owners, business people, and there are also laws, and law enforcement to enforce those laws. You see, it all boils down, as I said, understanding the business you're getting into, and also having local intelligence. We cannot overemphasize it. It's not only foreigners that are into business. Nigerians in Nigeria, they do business. Succeed, they fail. Succeed, they fail. And the diasporas that come to, they will fail. That's how it is. You cannot paint a city or a country with a brush, that, there will be corruption, there is a problem there. Because a lot of businesses are thriving. You see people who are importing and exporting spare parts, importing food products, importing clothes, importing grains. They are all involved in business. Most of the business is IT. There's risk management, waste to wealth conversion. So that's also an opportunity. It can be supplying an estate with water, supplying an estate with diesel. So let's not think about the billions when we're talking about business. Let's think about the hundreds of thousands, the 1 million, the 2 million that you could make gradually, solving basic, opening a supermarket and seeing it grow from a 50 square meter to 100 square meter space. You can grow that. You can have a shop and say, okay, we're going to be stocking it with things from the UK. But people know that this shop, Double9 Enterprises in Lekki or in Shagamu, wherever it is, or Zongo, is stocking food from the UK. And they will be coming to you from wherever they are in Nigeria or in Lagos to buy from you. So you are meeting a need. For most people, the reason people fail in business is not necessarily because, necessarily because of the availability or lack of government policies or systems in place or protection. No, you have to understand the business. You understand? Even the best graduates of business school, they still fail in business. You have to understand the business. You have to take the risk. And most especially, you must just anticipate failure before you experience it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
Positive about going into it.
You're right. I mean, you mentioned about don't paint we should not, use the brush and paint the whole country or the whole state as a failed state or as somewhere you can't do business. You're quite right.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like sometimes the bad eggs are louder, or the bad experiences are louder than the good ones as well. Okay, while you
If you go to Lagos Diaspora Voices, you see, that's just a fraction. I've never even interviewed enough of diasporans who are succeeding. You understand the business in Lagos. Lagos is the startup capital of Africa.
Yes.
That shows you that anywhere in Africa, the best place, no matter where you're in Africa, the best place to do business, to start up, to succeed, is Lagos.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, a lot of organizations use the Lagos as a benchmark in when they want to launch their products as well. They think when it's successful in Lagos, it should be successful all over Africa as well. Okay, we have a question. I'm hoping you can still hear me. Okay, Jermaine lost him again. Here, the technology is quite shocking this afternoon. I can't understand why, but we will try and resolve this issue. It's never this way here on Double9Radio. It's just one of those days today where we shall resolve the issue, because I'm quite interested in finding out a lot more. We have a question from one of our listeners, and I think I need to ask him this question. It's a very important one, and it's in line with what we're talking about today. So if you have a question as well, all you need to do, just send it to me on 074 956 36899. That's 074 956 36899. If you want to call in as well, the phone lines are open on 074 956 36899. If you're calling from out of the UK, all you need to do is just add +4474 956 36899. So I'll be back right after this. Now, hopefully it stays like that as well. Okay, so the question that we have from one of our listeners as well. This is Tunde in North London. Tunde says, I had a proposal which I took to Lagos, but it was implemented without my knowledge. What do I do?
Okay. So there are two things right now. I usually say that ideas are universal. Ideas are universal. When you have an idea, or let me ask you a question. Have you ever had an idea and tomorrow and you didn't act upon it, and you see someone that comes and say, and you see it being implemented somewhere else by someone else, and you are like, oh, I had that in mind. Why didn't I do it? You know?
Yeah,
so,
I agree, yeah.
By selling water, selling food, selling clothes, selling fabrication machines, doing innovative things, selling data, selling information, doing IT, providing financial solutions, providing digital solutions. People are submitting. You have a higher chance of providing a solution that will meet the needs of 25 million Nigerians rather than meeting the needs of, let's say, 1 or 2% of the political or the government establishment.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So catch your net on those bigger waters, not on just focusing on government. You can do so much more. The billionaires in Nigeria were not just by government contracts, even though some of them got some assistance. And who will not support a businessman who is creative or a businesswoman who is creative? But many of them, the Dangotes, they are selling sugar, they are selling spaghetti, they are selling flour, they are selling cement. You understand? We make money when we think, we make major money when we focus on the minor needs of people.
Yes. Amazing.
Major money on the minor needs of people. Not looking for those big ideas that only a minority of people can afford. Like you say, okay, I want to sell bespoke shoes or bespoke jewelry to the elite. You know, who can easily fly on a private jet to Dubai or to South Asia and buy it from there. So meet the needs of regular people. You understand?
Yes.
And you shall have regular income.
Amazing.
Not a regular one.
Amazing.
All right.
Jermaine, I want to say a big thank you. I want to say a big thank you for coming on the show. It's been amazing. It's been so informative as well. Hopefully, we'll try and get you back another time on the show as well. I think I want to say a big thank you again for taking time out. And I look forward to having you on again and speak to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I look forward. I appreciate you. Remember, we put JermaineSanwo-olu.com or Jermaine Sanwo-olu on social media handles. I appreciate everyone. And thanks for listening. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Jermaine.
Thank you.
God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye.